Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin, and today we're going to go back down to Waco, Texas, to
Our favorite distillery in Texas.
yes, mostly because we haven't.
We've had other, not on
We've
the
had
show.
other ones, but not on the show. So
No.
let's. I don't want to beat them up while we haven't actually had them on the show. Anyway, this is Balcones, but this is their rye. So this started as just they started as a rye, and now it is a straight rye. So it is a Texas rye. Texas straight rye is what they actually call it. 4 different ryes? So we got 4 different ryes, including one's local elbon rye from Northwest Texas. We've got a crystal rye, chocolate rye, and roasted rye. Yeah, the chocolate rye, from what I remember.
This is a rye like none other.
It's totally different. It is a totally different rye, and it is 100% rye. There's
we made
no
that
malted
comment
barley.
when we did the Colonel Taylor rye. It's a rye that neither one of us didn't compare anything else.
No.
This one
It's in class on its own.
falls in the same boat there.
Class of its own.
I mean, there may be one more out there, but I've never had it. But this is...
So when this was originally released, they put at least 15 months. They now have upped their game, and it is now at least 24 months in oak. So that's the reason why they qualify for that straight rye. Ooh, got a little
dribble.
I know we've done the history. They opened up 2008-ish. They were the first distillery to release a whiskey in Texas since Prohibition. They actually started a little bit after the Garrison brothers, but they released their Baby Blue first.
Right.
And we did the Baby Blue. It was amazing. This is now our 4th whiskey from Balcones Distillery that we're sampling.
I was lucky to find this one in the Texas pot still.
Down in Georgia, right?
Down in Sea Island, Georgia. The only 2 they had. But
we got more.
We got more. I was able to call in a favor.
Yes, yeah. So we have we got the pot still come to do. We have the regular single malt. Mm-hmm. We have the True Blue, which is a different version of a corn whiskey.
100 proof. Yours, the one we did was what, 90?
It's 90 something or 90. I don't remember. And there's
Brimstone.
which they have a smoked whiskey, or I still don't totally understand that one. So the nose, all right, the nose is okay. It doesn't have the super spice rye that you get off of like MGP
rye. 95.5.
Yeah, you don't get that super spicy, peppery, any of that kind of stuff. I wouldn't call it overly herbal, but it's closer. It's more on that herbal side than it is on the spicy side on the nose.
Yeah, the chocolate. You get a little bit of it on the nose, but way more on the palate.
Yeah, so the palate there is a little bit of a rye spicy note. Mm-hmm. But there's a lot of sweetness and chocolate. Oh, dear Lord. It's like chocolate powder. Yep. As it finishes, it gets more like I'm trying to think of how to even explain that. Almost like eating
Nestle Quik, the powder.
The powder, yeah, eating the powder from, I was going to say hot chocolate.
Or hot chocolate.
That's what I was going to say. A little bit more, like a higher percentage coca. So there's a little bitterness in there.
Mm-hmm, a little bit.
So it's a little bit more of a dark chocolate type note. And then when you go back to the nose, I actually get a little bit of a berry note. Then the spice dropped away. Chocolate and berries is more what I get now.
I can see that.
But I dropped.
More of a cordial?
Kinda, yeah. What are the chocolate covered like blueberries or something like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's kind of along those lines. Mm-hmm. Not actually eating it, just the smell of it. If that makes any sense.
I know we've had a beer that had that Mexican chocolate. It was like a stout.
Yeah. So a little spice, fruit, and chocolate.
Tim was here. He could tell us the name.
He could. Yeah. The chocolate comes through so much. I don't even know what chocolate rye is. I thought it was like chocolate rye. I thought was a type of like a toasted rye.
Yeah.
But the fact that they also talk about roasted ryes, I'm confused. Man, but the chocolate finish, yeah, okay. And a little maltiness, even though there's no malt. Like a malt ball is a little bit, like there's a little something funny in that chocolate. But it's totally chocolate.
So it says sweet mid-palate and layers of chocolate over leather, tobacco, oak, and spice notes. I get the spice notes and obviously the chocolate.
Yeah.
I don't get any tobacco.
I wouldn't say leather or tobacco.
No.
There's a touch very like way back
I'm sure if you
of
sat
like an
there
oakiness.
and- yeah.
I wonder, it might open up as you play with it a little bit and let it air out and wiggle
water?
it. Yep, I think we do the water. It is 100 proof? 100
proof.
proof. So we'll drop in some water here and see if that opens up. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm kind of thinking, kind of feel like the chocolate should come out a little bit more. I don't know how it could come out more. That was a stupid statement. That traditional rye spice is so not there.
No.
Like it's not spicy. It's there, but it's just like, it's part of the flavor profile.
I think it's a little bit more noticeable now with the water.
Yeah.
I think the rye comes out more.
A little
with the
bit more
water.
spice, more baking spice notes.
Yeah, the chocolate. Yeah, the
Dropped
rye
a little bit.
Dropped a little bit.
Still there, but dropped a little bit. The more baking spice notes do come out. Kind of the same. A little bit more spice. The
Yeah.
chocolate's a little bit covered up, but the finish goes right back to that really like powdered chocolate.
I think across the palate it's sweeter. In more of a fruity sense, not
Okay.
a chocolate. And then I get the
end of it is
The
so
chocolate
powdered.
powder.
Like, yeah, chocolate powder.
little hot cocoa packet.
Yeah. The Hershey's, like the old tin can with the of Hershey's. Yeah.
Yeah, it changed a little bit. Not drastically, but
No, it's not a huge change. I'm not going to say it's better or worse. It's just a little bit different. Yeah. I wonder if you keep playing, adding a little bit more water and see, if it continues to have an impact there. I'd be interested to see what that tastes like over like a small cube. Like chilled down a little bit. I don't know if that makes the spice come
I don't know
up.
if I want to do that on this one.
Yeah, I just, it'd
from
be
an
interesting.
experiment,
Yeah,
yeah.
from experimental point. That's about all I got on that. But overall, that is,
A rye like none other.
yeah, it's in a class of its own. It's totally different than any rye we've had on the show. It's just totally different. Everything they've done is totally different. And I mean, even the fact that whiskey, straight rye whiskey, no E. So I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
They don't spell their whiskey with an E, but they write their labels. Certified Texas whiskey with an E. So I'm a little confused.
Whoever proofed that label.
Yeah, well,
that
that
one.
might be a governmental thing
Yeah.
versus how
Right.
they label
Sure.
their. So, but I think almost all their whiskeys, they don't use the E. They use the traditional Scotch.
Scott. Well, that's where they got their background from.
That's their
where
background.
so-
That's where they learned how to do a lot of their distilling techniques.
Well, I'm excited. I mean, since we had the very first one on the show,
It was great.
awesome.
Yeah.
And we
So
have
far,
a friend who has a daughter that goes to Baylor
yes.
and was kind enough to
Pick up some now.
pick up some more of just the standard.
Yeah.
If you go on their website, they've got a ton of
Annual special releases.
special seasonal releases.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully we'll be able to pick up a few of those to try.
Yeah,
if we
just-
don't make it down there ourselves. So, but I am anxious to do the other ones on the show, and I'm anxious again to go down there and just
Visit that distillery.
that place.
And chit chat with those guys. And what are they doing? That's the part. What are they doing? They've figured out how to use the Texas heat to their advantage. Their barreling process, they figured it all out.
smaller
They've-
barrels, kind of a Scotch
Right.
background,
Yeah, they do a little bit smaller barrels.
and those long Texas summers. It's dark.
24, at least 24 months is all that says. And that's pretty dark.
That's
An
just
amazing
dark with
ride.
some stuff we've seen that's 8, 10, 12
Yeah,
years
absolutely.
in a barrel.
Yeah,
Just the aging down there is just
something different.
accelerated.
Yep.
So, God, kudos to you guys, man.
Yeah.
You guys got figured out.
I will say we were even talking them up while we were up in Kentucky at a bourbon festival. We were still talking up Balcones because we've just had such a great experience with everything we've sampled from them.
Yeah, another one. Not disappointed.
Not disappointed.
Not
4 for 4 right there.
Disappointed at all. So, hope that translated to our viewers watching this one. Hope you're not disappointed.
Yeah, hopefully not.
If you did, again, hit that like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, if you're new to this channel, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Let us know if you've ever tried a Balcones. If not, figure out a way to make it down to Texas or to some state.
Or
that
if you
distributes
travel
it.
and see it on a
Just
menu, get a pour.
Just grab it.
Not be disappointed.
What
at all.
airport was that in?
I travel.
DFW?
I think that's where it was. Yeah. They have a bar in there.
They have a bar in there that you really should have gone to.
Yeah.
But if you're in that airport, swing by, see if you grab a pour there.
Yep.
Well worth.
Well worth it. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.